the topic of class 8 syllabus in ICSE board, that is the ecosystem. So this is the second session of ecosystem. We have already learned a lot in the first session. So before going to the topic, let us introduce Swiflearn. What is Swiflearn? It is the India's most sincere learning destination for classes 1 to 10. इधर क्या होता है, ऑल द क्लासेस आर 100% लाइव एंड इंटरेक्टिव क्लास. आपको जो भी डाउट है, जो भी पूछना है, आप सब कुछ टीचर्स को क्लास के अंदर ही पूछ सकते हो, एंड द टीचर विल एक्सप्लेन एवरीथिंग इन द क्लासेस ओनली. सेकेंडली, वी गिव द पर्सनलाइज्ड अटेंशन टू ईच एंड एवरी स्टूडेंट्स. कैसे? बिकॉज मैक्सिमम 6 स्टूडेंट्स रहते हैं हमारे क्लास में, and this help us to keep an eye how the students are performing, how they are doing the homework, how they are doing in the class, and also it help the student also to ask any sort of doubt in the classes, right? So everything will go very smoothly in the classes only. Hi Anisha, how are you? Okay, coming to the third thing, that is we have a very good academic mentor team who continuously track on the students progress. आप कैसे क्लासेस कर रहे हो, कौन से टॉपिक में यू आर ऑलरेडी ओके, विच टॉपिक यू नीड मोर अटेंशन टू. सो दीज आर ऑल डिसाइडेड एंड फाइनली यू विल गेट द फीडबैक. दिस फीडबैक विल हेल्प you to learn more and improve, right? And the fourth thing is we covered the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. Like any topic which is going on in your school, it is coming in your school examination, you can ask those topic first to go. We will go through those topic first and then we will move on to the rest of the topic, right? So these are the main features of Swiflearn, like the general features as you already know. Now why do you think this Swiflearn is different from the any other platform? तो इसका भी कोई की फीचर्स होंगे, राइट? तो हमारा फर्स्ट की फीचर है कि वी maintain a detailed progress report of each and every student. तो ये progress report में everything is included, a lot of different parameters are included, like how, what is your understanding capacity, in which topic you were doing well, how you were performing in the homework, whether you were doing the homework in time or not, whether you were attending the classes properly or not. So everything will be there, and this feedback will be given to you, to your parents, and the parents will also be able to understand what is going on in Swiflearn, what is going on, how their child is doing in the classes, right? एंड जैसे स्कूल में भी आपका पीटीएम होता है, इधर स्विफ्टलर्न में भी पीटीएम होता है, राइट? सो पेरेंट टीचर मीटिंग में आपका पेरेंट्स का अगर कोई भी कंफ्यूजन हो या फिर कोई भी फीडबैक देना हो तो दे कैन ऑल्सो शेयर इट विथ अस. वी विल ऑल्सो ट्राई आवर बेस्ट टू कीप द solution for all the problems, right? Now coming to the second thing, we have SAT, that is the Swiflearn academic test series. It happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You will be able to perform over there and you will understand what is your rank all over India. Abhi ye all over India as well as the international students are also competing together, whoever is there in Swiflearn, and you will be able to understand आपका rank क्या है. Okay, it will be given in the leaderboard. Now thirdly, the very important thing is practice, right? After completing each and every topic, what you have to do is you have to practice the question answer again and again. Otherwise you will not be able to understand what is going on, whether all the concepts are totally cleared or not, whether you will get the full marks or not, right? So over here unlimited practice tests are there. Both, it will include both the objective as well as the subjective test. So objective में जैसे आपके स्कूल में भी आता है MCQs, filling the blanks, true false, match the column, these are all there. And subjective test में definitely 3 mark 5 mark का questions है. You will have to write down the answer, you can upload the diagram, okay, by drawing it in your paper, and you can upload these things. So how to write the answer, where to include the key concepts, the key points, what are the key points for each and every answer, this will be checked by our team of teacher, and the teacher will give you the feedback so that you will never lose any marks in your board exam as well as the school exam. So this is how Swiflearn goes on, and to experience all these things, what you have to do, book a free trial class. All the trial classes are free of cost, and enroll with us in the regular classes. Fine. So we will meet regularly every week, and definitely we will solve all the problem. We will come to know a lot of different concepts properly, right? So to all those who have not subscribed our channel till now, please subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will never miss any of the update, okay, of the upcoming session. So you will be able to stay with us in all the sessions, and you can interact with us in the chat box. Whatever question or doubt you have, you can write it in the chat box. Definitely we will solve it, okay. And whenever I will also ask you any sort of question, please write it in the chat box, because you already know that whoever will give me most of the answers correctly, he or she will be the student of the session. So their name I will write it on the screen at the end of the session. ठीक है ना? Chalo. So let us start with today's topic, and let me remind you, do not forget to like, comment and share. Okay. So as I have already mentioned that today we will study about the ecosystem. हमारे ecosystem already we have started in the previous session. Just go through the first session if you were not present in the first session. And this is the second session. We will continue with this chapter. Right. First session में हमने क्या क्या पढ़ चुके थे? Like what is the ecosystem, the biodiversity? What do you mean by biodiversity? Can you anybody please write it down? What do you mean by ecosystem in the chat box? Yes, in a very simple sentence on your own word, please write it. What is ecosystem? Yes, Onisha? Okay. So, write it down. In the meantime, let us recall what we have already studied in the previous session. कि ecosystem में क्या है, what are the different components of ecosystem, what are the different types of ecosystem, and how the components of ecosystems are interacting with each other, है ना? तो कैसे वो interact कर रहे हैं, and also we have studied about the food chain and food web, right? You already have an idea food chain क्या है, food web क्या है, उसके बीच में relation क्या है, and उसका differences भी क्या है. तो I guess you already have an idea कि food chain सबसे ज़्यादा stable है या फिर food web stable है. Please write it down whether the food chain is more stable or food web is more stable. Please write it in the chat box. So these are the questions which we have already solved in the previous session. Now let us see what we will study today. In today's session, we will mainly focus on the ecological pyramid. Okay, this is a very important, and for the first time you are coming to know about the ecological pyramid, because as you already know, ecosystem matlab the study of the ecosystem is known as ecology, right? So this ecological pyramid three types का होता है. हम आज देखेंगे कि ecological pyramid क्या क्या है. Very good, Anvesha. Yes, great answer. That is a self-contained area where the biotic and abiotic factors interact with each other. This is known as the ecosystem. Great answer. Very good. And food web is more stable. Definitely. Food web क्यों ज़्यादा stable है? Because it has a lot of different types of food option. That is why the one animal is getting a lot of different options and they are feeding on them, right? Whenever we are getting more option, definitely all the different types of nutrients we are getting, we will not be able to get bored about the food also, right? तो सारे nutrients हमारे पास आएंगे, and this will help us to protect our body. This will help us to continue our survival properly without any disease, right? So that is why food web is more stable than the food chain. Okay, because food chain is only one linear sequence, okay, one chain only, but whenever the interconnection of the different food chain takes place, it will form the food web. This is more stable. Clear hai na everybody who were not there in the previous session? Okay, then we will study about the flora and fauna. Flora kya hai and fauna kya hai? If you know about flora and fauna, please write it in the chat box. What do you mean by flora and what do you mean by fauna? Definitely I'll explain all these things again. Then we will come to the risk of the ecosystem. What are the different risks they are facing, our ecosystem is facing due to us? Definitely the risk factors are all created by human being, so this we have to check. Otherwise we will not be able to survive a long period of time in this environment, right? So क्या क्या risk अभी ecosystem में है, and how to conserve this ecosystem. ये risk से हमारे ecosystem को बचाने के लिए we have to conserve it properly, right? So how to conserve this, all the strategies we will discuss in today's session. I hope you all are ready for the session, right? Okay. Now go on commenting in the comment box, as I can see that many of you have joined my session. Thanks a lot, and stay till the end. Okay, you will come to know a lot of different facts about the ecosystem today. ओके, सो वी नो दैट वी ऑल आर डिपेंडेंट अपॉन ईच अदर, है ना, कोई भी ऐसे स्पीशीज नहीं है कि दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंड नहीं करते, राइट? एज आई हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन कि प्लांट्स आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन अस फॉर द कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड, बिकॉज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड is needed for them to perform the photosynthesis. Similarly, we are also dependent upon the plants, not on only us. All the animals are dependent upon the plants to get the proper amount of food, proper amount of oxygen, which the plant is liberating during the process of photosynthesis. And we are breathing it, the oxygen rich air, which will help us to like break down the food within our cells. It will help us in the process of respiration and getting the energy. Right. So, in this way or the other, in similar way or the other different way, we all are dependent upon each other in the ecosystem, and definitely food is the main source from where we will all get the energy. अभी food तो सब बना नहीं सकते, only the autotrophs can make their food. Autotrophs मतलब all the green plants who can make their own food, and they supply the food to all the other species in the ecosystem. Up to this much though we have already discussed, right? Okay, Onisha has given me the answer of flora and fauna. Yes, definitely. Flora मतलब कोई भी natural एक पर्टिकुलर एरिया में जितना भी डिफरेंट स्पीशीज का प्लांट्स आ रहा है, दीज आर नोन एज फ्लोरा. एंड fauna मतलब द एनिमल्स नेचुरली लिविंग इन a particular area. This is known as fauna. Very good. Now, so previous class mein we have already discussed about the different importance of the forest. We have studied about the forest ecosystem in detail, क्योंकि forest ecosystem आपके syllabus में है अभी. अभी other ecosystem जैसे desert में कैसे होता है, और you can say the आर्कटिक जोन में, अंटार्कटिक जोन में कैसे इकोसिस्टम होता है, फूड चेन कैसे होता है, या फिर लाइक aquatic ecosystem, all these things are not there in your syllabus in detail, but you should know at least the names. Okay, at least the names and one examples of the different types of food chain which is maintained in the different particular area. जैसे aquatic food chain में क्या होता है, like the aquatic plants are eaten by the snails and the phytoplanktons, then they are eaten by the zooplanktons. अभी zooplanktons को छोटा छोटा fishes खाएंगे and छोटा छोटा fishes को large fishes खाएंगे, right? So this is the food chain of water. And similarly, there is the food chain continuously which is maintaining within the terrestrial or the land also, right? In the terrestrial condition. So each of this level in the food chain is known as the trophic level. This also we have already mentioned. अभी जो सबसे नीचे होता है, the first trophic level, always remember those are only the green plants, क्योंकि green plants तो सबको food देंगे, तो they are getting the energy directly from the sunlight. So if we think about the flow of energy, we will definitely see that continuously the sun's light is falling on the trees. They are get taken directly by the green plants, right? And that is why the green plants are always present at trophic level 1. So trophic level 1 matlab sabse base mein jo rahenge. Okay, so the green plants will always come in the trophic level 1, and this is known as the producer. Why they are known as producers? Because they are producing the food to all of them, all of us, right, towards in our ecosystem. Now, who will first eat this producers? Definitely the herbivores. Herbivores हमें पता है, they only eat the plants. So the herbivores will eat the plants, and herbivores, that is why they will come under the trophic level 2. तो ट्रॉफिक लेवल 1 को जो खा रहे हैं वो ट्रॉफिक लेवल 2 पे आएंगे. अभी ये ट्रॉफिक लेवल 2 को जो खा रहे हैं वो आएंगे ट्रॉफिक लेवल 3 पे, राइट? सो ट्रॉफिक लेवल 3 पे कौन आएगा? It can be any omnivores, or maybe it can be any sort of carnivores only. So they eat the flesh of the different animals, है ना? And omnivores we already know, either they eat both the plants and animals, जैसे हम होते हैं, right? So trophic level 3 में आएंगे all the omnivores and carnivores. Again, when this trophic level 3 का इंडिविजुअल को जो खा रहे हैं, those will come under the trophic level 4. इधर भी omnivorous carnivorous दोनों ही आ सकते हैं इधर. Okay, and trophic level 4 will feed on the trophic level 3. So can you see the continuous flow of energy over here? तो sunlight से energy मिलते हैं because sun is the main source of energy, right? The energy is taken directly by the plants and these are going to the herbivores. Then this energy is going to the carnivores in the trophic level tree, and then the trophic level tree is eaten by the trophic level 4 and the energy is going to the trophic level 4. So always remember that these are all interconnected and the energy is flowing from the base to upward in from trophic level 1 to trophic level 2, 3, 4, 5 and maximum 6 or 7 it can happen because continuously जब energy flow हो रहा है to upper trophic levels, always remember that 90% of the energy is used up in each of the trophic level and only 10% of the trophic energy is given to the next trophic level. तो अभी ये कंटिन्यूअसली ट्रॉफिक लेवल एक ट्रॉफिक लेवल से दूसरा ट्रॉफिक लेवल में जाने के टाइम पे अगर एनर्जी लॉस हो रहा है तो एट द मोस्ट टॉप मोस्ट ट्रॉफिक लेवल दे विल गेट अ वेरी लेस अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी, है ना? तो इतना कम एनर्जी से उसका सर्वाइवल विल बी वेरी मच डिफिकल्ट. तो इसीलिए ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दैट द ट्रॉफिक लेवल कैन बी मैक्सिमम फ्रॉम 4 to 6 or maximum 7, not more than that, because continuously the energy is decreasing when it is flowing from the trophic level 1 to the uppermost trophic level. Up to this much clear hai na? Yes, Vaishnavi, yeah, definitely better. You can have more than 4 trophic level, maximum 5 to 6 or very rarely 7 trophic level can be there. Okay, but very rare क्यों मैंने already बता दिया क्योंकि energy जब flow करेंगे तो 90% energy will be used up by each of the trophic level, only 10% will go upward to the next trophic level. ऐसे 10% करके जब ऊपर जाएंगे तो बहुत कम energy मिलेगा, right? At the most level of the trophic, yes, uppermost trophic level, तो इतना कम energy से survival will be very much difficult for them, right? Yes. Okay, I hope that you have already subscribed our channel, all of you, right? Whoever is listening to the session, great. Chalo. So this is all about the trophic level I have already mentioned. अभी जो animals dead हो जाएंगे, when it will stop in any one trophic level, then what will happen? The dead materials will be decomposed by the decomposers, right? Decomposition मतलब मैंने already बोल चुके थे in the previous session that the complex food substances, the complex organic food substances will be converted into the simple substances and all the nutrients whichever is needed by the soil, it will be again given back to the environment in the soil. इससे क्या होगा? Soil का fertility increase होगा and this fertility of the soil will help the plants to grow. जितना फर्टाइल सॉइल होगा उतना प्लांट ग्रो करेंगे, जितना प्लांट ग्रो करेंगे उतना इकोसिस्टम बहुत अच्छे से स्टेबल एंड बैलेंस्ड रहेगा. अंडरस्टूड? यस. नाउ थैंक यू वैष्णवी. Okay, chalo. So now you can see one thing. Can you observe one thing over here? When the food is going, the energy is going from one trophic level to another. We are looking over here that it is becoming in a cone-shaped structure, right? Because the energy definitely is decreasing when it is going to the upper trophic level. ये जो cone-shaped structure है, इसको क्या कहते हैं? Yes, anybody, can you tell me what is this cone-shaped structure called? Yes, any idea? Okay, let me get this answer from you, and in the meantime, let us see one video.
A trophic level is a step in a food chain of an ecosystem. The organisms in a food chain are classified into their trophic level depending on their feeding behaviour. The number of steps an organism is from the start of the food chain is a measure of its trophic level. So the first trophic level is the primary producers, the organisms which produce their own food, usually the green plants or algae. These organisms are also referred to as autotrophs. From the producers, the second trophic level is the herbivores, the organisms that eat the plants. These organisms are called the primary consumers. They are the first step where nutrients are consumed. Level 3 is carnivores, who eat herbivores. They are eating organisms from level 2, so they are the secondary consumers. Secondary consumers are followed by tertiary consumers. Level 4 is carnivores who eat other carnivores. Level 5 is the apex predators, the top of the food chain, where the organism isn't eaten by other animals. Decomposers are also considered to occupy their own trophic level. They break down dead animal and plant matter, also known as detritivores. These categories are not strictly defined, as many organisms feed on several trophic levels. For example, some carnivores also consume plant materials. Now let's look at the trophic levels in this community. The first trophic level is the primary producers, the grass. Level 2 is the primary consumers, which is the rabbits. The third trophic level is secondary consumers, which in this example is the fox. Followed by the eagle, which is the tertiary consumer, level 4. We've included decomposers as trophic level 5. In this example, it's the fungi. So to summarise, trophic levels are the number of steps an organism is within a food chain. The first trophic level is usually the green plants, the producers, and as you go up a trophic level and you go along a food chain of an ecosystem, you move on to the consumers, and finally the decomposers.
Okay, great. I hope that you have understood about the trophic level, whatever they have said, and you already got an idea about the food pyramid or the ecological pyramid. Yes, Anvesha, you were totally correct. This cone-shaped structure is known as the pyramid. Now we will study about the pyramid over here, and this type of pyramids are known as the ecological pyramid. Abhi, ecological pyramid is of three types. Okay, one is the pyramid of number, one is the pyramid of biomass, and another one is the pyramid of energy. Abhi, pyramid of energy is not there in your syllabus, but I have already mentioned that pyramid of energy is always upright and continuously the flow of energy takes place from the base, that is trophic level 1, towards the upper trophic level. Right now we will study about the different other two types of pyramid which is present in your syllabus, that is pyramid of number and pyramid of biomass. अभी ये pyramid क्या है? This ecological pyramid is nothing but just a representation. अभी ये ecosystem में हमारे different organisms है, how the different organisms are interacting with each other, the relationship between them, how which trophic level is eaten by another trophic level, again it is being eaten by somebody else, and this type of food chain when it is represented in a cone manner and how it is increasing or decreasing, it is represented in case of a pyramid, right? So let us see what are the two main pyramids which are present in your syllabus. First is the pyramid of number. You can see over here that from the picture only as well as from the name only you will be able to understand pyramid of number का मतलब क्या है, कितना number of individual है in each of the trophic level. Okay, so the first trophic level, if we divide this one into three trophic level, so trophic level 1 पे कौन है, grass. Okay, so maybe okay, let me write down, this is trophic level 1, this is trophic level 2. Trophic level 2 में है rabbit and trophic level 3 में है fox. Okay, so obviously grass is eaten by the rabbit and rabbit is eaten by the fox. Clear है? अभी ये grass मान लो कि 1000 grass is present and 1000 grass is eaten by 10 rabbits. Okay, so in the whole lifetime इससे भी ज्यादा होगा definitely. I'm just giving you one example कि 10 rabbits ने 1000 grass खा लिया. Okay, now 10 rabbits तो पूरा लाइफ टाइम में एक फॉक्स आराम से खा लेंगे, right? So from here, from this example, will you be able to understand कि ये जो number है each of the grasses Definitely many grasses will be eaten by the rabbit, one rabbit, and many rabbits can be eaten by one fox, right? So if we think about this, so the number of the individual, when it is, we are counting from trophic level 1 till the higher trophic level, it is decreasing, right? So this is the upright portion of the pyramid of number. सेम थिंग हैपन इन केस ऑफ द पिरामिड ऑफ बायोमास. अभी इधर देखो, दिस इज द पिरामिड ऑफ बायोमास. अभी बायोमास का मतलब क्या है? व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय बायोमास? एनीबॉडी कैन यू टेल मी व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय सिर्फ मास? What do you mean by mass only? Can you please write it down in the chat box? Yes. मास का मतलब है वट एवर मटेरियल इज प्रेजेंट विद इन एनी ऑब्जेक्ट, है ना. अभी इसको हम बायोमास क्यों कहेंगे? क्योंकि हाउ मच मटेरियल इज प्रेजेंट विद इन द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. अभी बायो का मतलब है इट इज रिलेटेड टू द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म. अभी जैसे देखो, हम भी एक लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म है, राइट? सो वट एवर मास वी हैव विद इन आवर बॉडी, द टोटल मैटर वट एवर इज प्रेजेंट विद इन ईच ऑफ द लिविंग ऑर्गेनिज्म, दैट विल बी द बायोमास ऑफ दैट स्पेसिफिक ऑर्गेनिज्म. Clear है ना? Yes, amount of matter content in a body. Very good Anvesha. So the biomass, whenever we will see over here about the grass, तो 1000 grass is eaten by only 10 rabbit. तो एक rabbit हो सकता है कि 10 grasses खा रहे, तो grasses का quantity ज्यादा होगा. If you think about how much biomass is there, तो definitely the biomass will of the trophic level 1, that is the grass, will be more. Then when it is eaten by 10 rabbits, तो 10 rabbits का biomass definitely ज़्यादा होगा from only one fox, right? So that is how the biomass is also decreasing when it is going upward in the different trophic level. Okay, up to this much clear? अभी हम एक different idea बताएंगे, that is, only this pyramid cannot be upright all the time. This pyramid can be inverted also. Okay, so pyramid of number and pyramid of biomass can be also inverted sometimes. In definitely some other examples we will be able to see. For example, देखो इधर, this is the pyramid of biomass. Okay, so 1000 kg of grasses are there. These are all eaten by 100 kg biomass of herbivores. अभी 100 kg बायोमास का हर्बीवोर्स को खाने के लिए 10 kg ऑफ एक कार्निवोरी काफी है. नाउ दिस विल अगेन व्हेन ईटन बाय अनदर कार्निवोर, द अपर ट्रॉफिक लेवल, इट विल बिकम 1 kg only. But if we think about the aquatic ecosystem, and we will get some of the examples of the aquatic ecosystem also, where the producers biomass is very less. When many producers are eaten by some herbivores, then the biomass will increase a little bit because their size is increased and their body के अंदर जितना matter है वो will increase. Now when they are eaten by some whale or other large fish, okay, so like shark and all, then we will see their body mass is huge, है ना. तो over here we can get an idea of this type of pyramid which can be inverted pyramid also. ओके, तो इकोसिस्टम में दोनों तरीके का पिरामिड भी रहता है, जैसे अपराइट पिरामिड भी रहता है, इन्वर्टेड पिरामिड भी रहता है. अभी ये अपराइट एंड इन्वर्टेड पिरामिड कैन टेक प्लेस और कैन प्रेजेंट in the ecosystem in the form of pyramid of number and pyramid of biomass, but always remember it cannot be pyramid of energy. pyramid of energy कभी भी inverted नहीं हो सकता, क्योंकि energy तो continuously कम ही जाएंगे ना ऊपर ट्रॉफिक लेवल में. it cannot happen कि energy ज़्यादा जाएंगे from one trophic level to another. it never will happen. Okay, so always keep it in mind. Pyramid of energy will always be upright, but pyramid of biomass and pyramid of number can be upright or inverted both. Up to this much clear है ना concept? Yeah, if you have any doubt, please ask me in the chat box. Now let us see some ecological pyramid through a video.
Ecological pyramids are diagrams used to display quantitative data and show the relationship between organisms in an ecosystem. They are made up of bars stacked on top of one another. They can be used to show number of organisms or biomass of each trophic level in the ecosystem. They visually describe the quantities that we see in food chains and food webs. So how does that work? Well, the bottom of the pyramid represents the primary producers, the first trophic level. On top of that go the primary consumers, the second trophic level, and so on up through the secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, until you reach the highest trophic level in that ecosystem. In the ecosystem, the energy is being transferred up the pyramid, as each organism is consumed by the organism in the next trophic level up. The height of the bars should be the same, but the width of the bars should be proportional to the quantity that's being displayed. So, for an ecological pyramid of numbers, the width of the bar shows the number of organisms at that step in the food chain. The unit for this is number of organisms. In the pyramid of biomass, it shows the biomass of organisms, and a common unit for this is grams per metre squared. So let's look at the following pyramid of numbers, which doesn't take into account the size of organisms. In this ecosystem, we have grass, which is eaten by rabbits, who are then eaten by foxes, who are finally eaten by eagles. As you can see in this example, thousands of blades of grass are eaten by lots of rabbits. That then feeds very few foxes. These foxes will then feed a larger number of eagles. The more organisms there are, the wider the bar is. Pyramids of numbers can end up looking a bit wonky. For example, if one primary producer can feed lots of primary consumers, like an oak tree which feed lots and lots of little caterpillars. Pyramids of biomass, on the other hand, are almost always largest at the bottom and then get smaller going up. This is because, rather than showing the number of organisms, they show the number of the total mass in that trophic level. Think about it this way. One caterpillar weighs about 3 grams. One oak tree weighs about 30 tons, which is 30 million grams. So that's 10 million caterpillars to equal the mass of one oak tree. Because of this, the bar for the oak tree will be much wider than the bar for the caterpillars, even though there are far more caterpillars and maybe only one oak tree in the ecosystem. So, to recap, ecological pyramids are diagrams that we use to visually represent the relationship between organisms in an ecosystem. The bars each represent trophic levels, and their order represents the flow of energy. The width of the bar in the number pyramids represents the number of organisms in that trophic level. The width of the bar in biomass pyramids represents the biomass of the organisms in that trophic level.
Okay, so you have got an idea about what are the different ecological pyramids. Like we have already mentioned that the ecological pyramids can be of 3 types. One is the ecological pyramid of number, pyramid of biomass, and the pyramid of energy. So pyramid of biomass and pyramid of number is there in your syllabus, right? Okay. Now, we know that the two main components of the ecosystem is biotic and the abiotic component. Biotic component क्या है? Please give me some of the examples. Yes, in the chat box. And abiotic components भी क्या है? Please give some of the examples in the chat box. So we already know that the biotic components मतलब all the living organisms, right? And abiotic components मतलब all the non-living organisms whichever is present in the ecosystem. Abhi, can you guess and tell me two of the most important element which is present in the forest ecosystem? You have already studied about the forest ecosystem, the different types of things we have already studied which are present within the forest ecosystem. अभी ये different types of things और living things को हम कैसे define कर सकते हैं या फिर कैसे differentiate कर सकते हैं in case of the forest ecosystem? Same happen in case of the desert ecosystem बोलो या फिर aquatic ecosystem बोलो. Same two very common things will be present all the time in each of the ecosystem. What are they? They are basically the plants and animals, right? So what do they known as? All the biotic elements can be divided into two main types, that is flora and fauna. So they are known as the flora and fauna. Flora matlab all the naturally occurring plants in a particular area will come under the flora, and fauna matlab जितना भी different species का animals है कोई एक particular area में वो आ जाएगा fauna में, right? तो मान लो कि one example like what flora and fauna you can see in the desert. Can you please tell me the answer? Like desert में हम क्या क्या different plants देख सकते हैं? That will be the flora of the desert. And क्या क्या different types of animals देख सकते हैं desert में? Those will come under the different types of fauna, right? Okay. So, what do you mean by this flora and fauna? As I have already mentioned that flora matlab all the different plant life, whatever is present in a particular region. Definitely it will different from one another place, right? From one place to another. If you think about the different types of plants in the desert, you will find the date palm, you will find the cactus mostly in case of the desert. If you think about the flora in the sea beach, yes, mostly you will get the coconut tree, right? If you think about the flora in the forest, tropical rainforest, सबसे ज़्यादा different types of species का plant हम देख सकते हैं tropical rainforest में, है ना? If you think about the aquatic bodies, तो aquatic plants हम देखेंगे in the aquatic bodies, right? The different like sea, ocean, or we can say the pond, lake, or river, right? So all the plant life, whatever is present in a particular region, and they are very much local and common in that region, we will call that as the flora of that particular region. Clear hai na? So this will differ from one region to another. If you go high up in the hill, the mountainous region, may plants will be totally different. If you go to the sea beach, definitely the different plant species will be different. If you go to the desert, varieties of cactus आप देख सकते हो उधर, right? तो ये geographical different geographical condition के ऊपर depend करते हैं कि कौन से plants कौन से region में होगा, right? It depends upon the different weather condition, the climatic condition, the different types of soil, and so on. Fine. So all of these plants are very much adapted in those regions to grow and survive. जैसे for example, if I talk about the adaptation of the cactus, तो cactus में क्या खास बात है? Cactus are having the thorns, right? They are having the spines. Okay. So ये spines और thorns हमें मतलब cactus को कैसे protect करते हैं उधर in the desert region? First of all, they check the loss of water, that is for transpiration को बचाते हैं. Transpiration ज़्यादा नहीं होने देंगे. क्यों? Because the uh, in case of the desert region, definitely water is very scarce, right? उतना पानी उधर नहीं मिलता, right? उतना water नहीं मिलता, तो उसको water को प्लांट बॉडी में स्टोर करके रखना पड़ता है so that they can perform their photosynthesis and all. अभी उसका photosynthesis कहाँ होता है? In the fleshy stem, and their leaves जहाँ से हमारा different other common plants का photosynthesis and transpiration होता है, in this case of cactus, those are modified into thorns. ओके तो ये थॉर्न्स चेक करते हैं ट्रांसपिरेशन को, मतलब वो प्रिजर्व करते हैं वाटर को, एंड ऑल्सो दे प्रोटेक्ट द होल प्लांट बॉडी फ्रॉम द प्रीडेटर. अगर कोई आके वो प्लांट बॉडी को खाना चाहेंगे तो दे विल नॉट बी एबल टू ईट इट, क्योंकि it is full of thorns and spines, so they will not be able to eat, है ना? So like this, the other plants also are very much particular, very much specific for their growth and development in the other different region, and this is all help them in sustaining their lives for the survival, and all this happen due to the adaptation. Clear है? One another example is horticulture. Horticulture का मतलब क्या है? हम garden में जाते हैं, right? We have seen a lot of different types of decorative flowers over there, right? So all of them are known as the garden flora. So we can see the beautiful colors of flowers which are present in the garden. Okay, so this is known as, this practice of growing all these ornamental flowers are known as the horticulture. Hi Prakash, how are you? ओके, सेम थिंग हैपन इन केस ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड. आपको तो पता है एग्रीकल्चरल फील्ड इज द आर्टिफिशियल इकोसिस्टम, राइट? इट इज मैन मेड, क्योंकि हमें एग्रीकल्चर को बढ़ाना है, कल्टीवेशन को बढ़ाना है, इसलिए वी just give the different seeds to the agricultural area, and so that it will give us the proper yield, है ना? So same thing happen over here also. We will get a different species of plant which are very much protected over there, very much adapted over there for their survival, and we can see them in the agricultural field. So this is all about the different types of plants which are growing in the different region, right? Okay. Yes, beta, I am fine. I hope all of you have already subscribed our channel, right? So subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you can stay in all the session of all the upcoming sessions, right? Okay. Now coming to the fauna. Flora matlab plant we have already mentioned. Fauna matlab animal. Whatever indigenous animal is present or whatever local animals are present in a proper region, this will come under the fauna of that particular place. So flora of which place is very much rich? Do you have any idea? That is the rainforest. तो tropical rainforest में सबसे ज़्यादा species का animals होता है. Animal life form उधर बहुत important होता है, and they can survive very easily over there. And similarly plant का life भी बहुत easily maintained होता है in case of the tropical rainforest. Okay, so varieties of flora and fauna we can find in the tropical rainforest, and hence we can classify the fauna in much more complex way due to the presence of the varieties over here. अभी ये fauna को हम different categories में divide कर सकते हैं. क्या क्या? First one is the microfauna. Microfauna मतलब all the microorganisms which are coming under the animal kingdom. Yes? Great, Prakash. Okay, so all these fauna will come, like microfauna matlab the microorganism will come under the microfauna. Now what do you mean by AV fauna? AV matlab it comes from the word avis. Avis is a class where all the different birds belong to it. Okay, so AV fauna matlab jitna bhi different species of birds hai all over the world, we can say that that is the AV fauna. If I think about just one region, मान लो कि कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क. अभी कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क का एवी फौना क्या है? इसका मतलब क्या है? द कॉर्बेट नेशनल पार्क में कितना डिफरेंट वैरायटीज का बर्ड्स मिलते हैं. Okay, if you can go once in the Corbett National Park, you will be able to see a lot of varieties of birds, as well as insects are also very important over there, right? Acha, you were Prakarsh. Okay. Okay, I'm very sorry for wrong pronunciation of your name. Okay, great. Now coming to the fish. तो फिश जब होता है इन अ पर्टिकुलर रीजन, मान लो कि व्हाट इफ यू आर आस्क्ड लाइक व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट व्हाट इज द फौना ऑफ पैसिफिक ओशन, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? All the fishes whatever is present, the different species of fishes will come on whatever is present in the Pacific Ocean, it will come under the PC fauna of the Pacific Ocean. मतलब समझ में आया, राइट? एंड व्हेन ऑल द अननोन अनडिस्कवर्ड प्लांट जब रहता है कोई भी एक रीजन में, कोई भी एक इकोसिस्टम में, इसको हम क्रिप्टोफोना कहेंगे. ओके, क्रिप्टो मतलब all the animals which are undiscovered. अभी तक बहुत सारे corals, the different types of corals, mainly the nidaria, are mostly undiscovered, and you can also go and discover, definitely if you do the research later on. If you study about zoology, and if you have want to take the specialization in wildlife and any other different branches of zoology, you will be able to डिस्कवर ऑल दिस थिंग्स. ओके, सो बहुत सारे ऐसे एनिमल है हमारे फुल वर्ल्ड में जो अभी तक डिस्कवर ही नहीं हुआ, तो ऑल ऑफ देम विल कम अंडर दिस क्रिप्टोफोना. ठीक है ना? यस, हाय अर्पिता. Okay, now we will come to know about the importance. We have already studied about the different components of ecosystem, flora, fauna, whatever is present in the ecosystem. अभी ये ecosystem का importance क्या है? मतलब इधर का सबसे कॉमन थिंग क्या है? फ्लोरा एंड फौना. अभी फर्स्ट हम देखेंगे कि ये फ्लोरा, प्लांट्स एंड एनिमल्स का इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है, तभी तो हम इसको अच्छे से कंजर्व कर सकेंगे, राइट? Yes, yes. फिर okay. Now, first of all, is this flora and fauna is very important because of maintaining the proper ecological balance. Okay, so whenever there is a lot of different flora and fauna in a particular type of ecosystem, मान लो कि ये river ecosystem हो सकता है, forest ecosystem हो सकता है, then it will help to maintain a lot of ecological balance in that area. Secondly, they contribute to the local economies through the tourism. तो tourism भी attracted होता है, they go to the different forest, right? So hunting and poaching is totally abhi banned hai in the forest, it is totally prohibited over there, and the different tourists can be attracted over there, they can go for visiting the forest, they can see the different varieties of flora and fauna, it will be beautiful, right? Next is the huge benefit we get from the different plants and animals. We get a lot of different types of medicines which we get from the different medicinal plants, right? We also get the fun wood from the plants, the other different things from the rubber from the plants, paper from the plants. So we are all getting a lot of different benefits for the plants. So these are the different importance of the flora and fauna. अभी हमारे इंडिया में फ्लोरा और फौना का काउंट क्या है? मेनली वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द एनिमल्स. तो एनिमल्स में 500 डिफरेंट स्पीशीज ऑफ मैमल्स है इंडिया में, 2000 डिफरेंट स्पीशीज ऑफ बर्ड्स है इंडिया में, 30,000 ऑफ इंसेक्ट्स है. ऑलवेज रिमेंबर, सबसे ज्यादा वेराइटीज एनिमल किंगडम में जो मिलेगा वो है इंसेक्ट्स में. अ लॉट ऑफ वेराइटीज ऑफ इंसेक्ट्स आर फाउंड ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड एज वेल एज इन इंडिया, एंड बहुत सारे स्पीशीज ऑफ फिश, एम्फिबियंस, रेप्टाइल्स भी इधर मिलते हैं. तो इधर का सबसे कॉमन कुछ एनिमल्स है जो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अदर कंट्रीज में नहीं भी हो सकता है. समटाइम्स इट इज फाउंड, समटाइम्स इट इज नॉट फाउंड, बट इट इज वेरी मच कॉमन इन आवर कंट्री, दैट इज एलिफेंट. Royal Bengal tiger is very much specific over here. Rhinoceros, then bison. If you go to Joldapara, you will be able to see the one-horned rhinoceros, the lion. These are most common fauna, that is the different most common animals which are found in our country. अभी ये जो एनिमल्स के साथ और एनिमल्स का इंटरेक्शन होता है, we have already mentioned in the previous session, we have studied about the different types of interaction. We have seen over there the symbiotic interaction, and we have seen about the parasitic interaction, but we have not seen about the predators or predation. अभी ये predation क्या है? Whenever in a forest one animal is killed and eaten by another animal, this type of interaction is known as the predation. अभी इधर predator कौन है? Predator मतलब जो दूसरे को खा रहे हैं, which is feeding on the other animal, they are known as the predator. and जिसको खा रहे हैं मतलब मान लो for example the lion is eating the deer, right? तो डियर को खा रहे हैं, तो डियर विल बी द प्रे, एंड लायन इज ईटिंग द डियर मतलब लायन विल बी द प्रीडेटर. ठीक है ना? तो दिस टाइप ऑफ इंटरेक्शन इन द इकोसिस्टम इज नोन एज द predation. Clear है up to this much? Any question beta? Yes. Okay, so you already know that a lot of different types of flora and fauna is present, and all of these flora, fauna and the microorganism will come under the life forms. These are the varieties of life forms we can see on earth, and earth is, that is why, so much beautiful and colorful. But other life forms continuously are doing such different things for the getting their different types of resources, and that is why they are exploiting them. Can you give me one example कैसे हम exploit कर रहे हैं different resources को different region में, the ecological resources को? Yes, first is exploitation by cutting down the trees. Yes, तो डिफॉरेस्टेशन, बहुत सारे डिफॉरेस्टेशन हो रहा है फॉर मेकिंग द फर्नीचर, फॉर मेकिंग द रबर, फॉर मेकिंग द प्लास्टिक एंड सॉरी पेपर एंड ऑल, नॉट प्लास्टिक, पेपर एंड ऑल. सो and also getting the medicines, and also we are just cutting down on a large scale the different plants in a particular thing, a particular place, right? And this deforestation is giving a huge effect on our environment. It is increasing the global warming, it is increasing the flood in certain region, it is increasing the drought condition in certain region, it is increasing the desert conditions, desertification in certain region. So a lot of different types of exploitation is happening on the ecosystem, and this is all due to us. सेम थिंग हैपन ऑन केस इन केस ऑफ द एनिमल्स ऑल्सो. हम अगर एनिमल्स को मारेंगे, वी आर हंटिंग एंड पोचिंग द एनिमल्स फॉर गेटिंग द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ एनिमल प्रोडक्ट. जैसे वेरी कॉमन प्रोडक्ट है लेदर, है ना? तो अदर देन लेदर वी आर गेटिंग अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट अदर थिंग्स ऑल्सो. वी आर जस्ट किलिंग द uh, like tiger for their skin, for just the luxury, for decorating our room. We just killing the elephants for getting their teeth. They are very much expensive, है ना? So all these things, for all this product, we are just killing a lot of different types of animals, and that is why, that is how we are exploiting that whole ecosystem. We should stop this, right? So our government has also taken a lot of steps to conserve this ecosystem. So not only it is the responsibility of the government, it is also the responsibility of all the human being within the world, definitely within our country also, to conserve the ecosystem properly. We have to conserve the flora and fauna, and that is why only we will be able to survive also. If we just destroy them, the environmental effect will also come on us, right? We will also not be able to survive for a long period of time. Let us see what are the different measures which are taken by the government of India as well as the government of the other countries also. Just they have made the different sections, the different areas where the conservation of the flora and fauna takes place. जैसे biosphere reserve, national park, zoo, wildlife sanctuaries. So these are the different areas where artificially or naturally, mainly zoo में होता है artificially conservation, but नेशनल पार्क, बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व और वाइल्ड लाइफ सेंचुरी में क्या होता है, दे आर कंजर्विंग द डिफरेंट फ्लोरा एंड फौना एज वेल एज द डिफरेंट ट्राइबल लाइफ, द डिफरेंट historical things which were present properly before, right? So these will also increase our economic condition of the country. It will be very much benefited for the mankind. It will meet the future demand also, right? So this conservation is very much important. Our government has also launched one program which is known as the Tiger Project. It was first launched in 1973. The goal is that to save the tiger. So ऐसे एक टाइम था बिफोर 10 to 15 years बिफोर, like the tigers in our country are decreasing, and when they are decreasing they are becoming endangered and going towards the stage of extinction. समझो कि अगर ये टाइगर नहीं मिलेंगे, then the future generation will not be able to think, or they will not be able to see, or they will not be able to know about the tiger. जैसे डायनासोर हो गया, हमने डायनासोर कभी देखा ही नहीं, right? So they have already extinct. So we have to conserve this ecosystem, right? All the flora and fauna we have to conserve so that they will not go into the pathway of extinction. So this tiger project was started, and now after 5 or 10 years, it has been seen that it increased the number of tiger in India. Okay, so if you go to the zoo, I hope that all of you have already gone to the zoo of your cities or town, right? There are zoo in all the cities in India. So have you ever seen that the different types of plants and animals are present over there? How they are happily staying over there, surviving over there, है ना? Yes, so this is also our responsibility to protect this wildlife. So ये wildlife, wild trees को, wild animals को protect करना हमारे responsibility भी है. It is not only the responsibility of our government. And do you think that we also have some responsibility for lowering this exploitation and conservation? Yes. तो कैसे हम conserve कर सकते हैं हमारे ecosystem को? Do you have any idea? Yes, let me see what idea is coming in your mind in the chat box. Please write it down. Yes, how can we conserve our ecosystem? From our end, what we can do? Yes, first of all, we will use a very limited amount of plastic. अभी ये plastic bags जो होता है which we use and throw here and there in the water bodies sometimes also, or we are dumping them in the roadside also. अभी ये जो different animals है, they are very much innocent है ना, तो they will not be able to understand कि किसको खाना है और किसको नहीं खाना, right? They will feed upon those plastic, and whenever this plastic will go inside their body, they will die because of the different types of physiological processes है ना. Very good, Anvesha. We should also do afforestation, that is planting of the trees. Yes, great. So by afforestation, by using the plastic in a very little amount or not at all, and also to shift our diet from the animal based diet to the plant based diet, these are the different things which we can do from our side. As well as this is our responsibility to stop all the hunting, poaching and all those things in the wildlife, and taking care of the wildlife. This should be our responsibility always. तो हम इसके लिए क्या कर सकते हैं? वट एवर पेपर वी आर यूजिंग वी कैन रिसाइकल देम, है ना. हम एक पेपर को 6 times रिसाइकल कर सकते हैं. तो वाई टू वेस्ट द पेपर? डू नॉट waste the paper while you are writing or doing anything. Just don't waste the paper, and you can make the different types of things with the paper and recycle it. Fine. It means, if you think about that, the daily run of any country's popular magazine or the newspaper, if you think was to be recycled, then we can also save 75,000 of trees each year. Can you imagine? Yes, so we are exploiting basically the different components of the ecosystem, which we can reduce a lot from our side by doing this recycling, by doing the reusing. Okay, so this is all about the environment and the ecosystem. I hope that all of you have already understood. Yes, so we have already discussed about the ecological pyramid, flora and fauna, then we have studied about the risk of the ecosystem for us and how to conserve the ecosystem. Any question from your side? Yes, if you have any question, please ask me over here only. Yes, can writing in pencil save trees? Definitely. It will we can reduce the use of the plastic over here, okay? Because we can rub it and then reuse it. Okay, great idea, Anisha. Okay, so let me say it. Who is the student of the session? Whom do you think is the student of the session today? Yes, it's Anvesha Shorkar. Okay, so today's student of the session is Anvesha Shorkar. So clap for her, and thanks Anisha for staying with us from the very beginning till the end. And thank you all of you definitely for staying with us and learning with us till the end. So let me remind you again, who have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it now only and press the bell icon, and so that this all the notification will go to you before the session, and you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming session, right? So we will meet again in the next session, and do not forget to like, comment and share also. So let us meet in the next session. Till then, bye bye, take care, stay safe and stay healthy. Bye bye.